This News 4 Tucson, live at 10.
Only on 4, a rare look into a migrant house. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sean Mooney. Well, Border Patrol agents are still catching people from all over the world illegally crossing into the United States, and many of them are passing through Tucson. News 4 Tucson Sam Salzwedel got an exclusive look at what happens when they end up here. Sam?
So one of the people staying in Tucson tonight is a pregnant woman from India. The immigrants are passing through on what is called humanitarian parole. They will get on a bus and move on, promising to show up to their deportation proceedings.
Guatemala, Mexico, El Salvador, United States. We're just trying to make it a welcoming place. These cards came from a Sunday school in Iowa. Come on in, we have our supplies.
Galen Hunt is working for Catholic Community Services. He lives at this house and is paid a stipend for his help.
Everybody's story is a little bit different. It's hard to generalize.
A van from the federal government just unexpectedly dropped off 16 people from Guatemala.
This is a large group. Last night we had 3 people released to us. Last week, there was one night we had, I believe it was 23.
All of these families will not fit here. This house in the middle of a neighborhood only holds 8.
Lots of little kids.
Their journey's still far from over, and the number of travelers seems to be increasing again. Tucson City Councilman Steve Kozaczek wants to help. He says this is not a political issue.
We're seeing some sickness as a result of the heat. So what we're doing is we're asking the community to step up as they did last summer and help out with supplies.
We're going to go out to the clothing closet. We call it the boutique.
The immigrants passing through this house are usually only around for a few hours. Sometimes they don't even stay the night. And Tucsonans are making sure their layover is as comfortable as possible. And the biggest needs are travel-friendly foods like granola bars, dried fruit, and nuts. Donations can be dropped off at the Ward 6 Council office or Catholic Community Services. More information will be with the story on KVOA.com. Sean?
All right, thank you, Sam. On to a developing story now. An investigation tonight into an officer-involved shooting that left one man injured. It happened just after 10 p.m. yesterday near 12th and Drexel. Police responded to a call regarding a fight between a man and women. A witness says he pointed a gun at her. When officers tried to confront that man, he took off on foot with the gun. According to TPD, during the pursuit, shots were fired and the suspect was hit several times. The man suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries, and no officers were hurt. Now, the Tucson Police Department's Homicide and Internal Affairs units have launched an investigation. We're told that is standard procedure in all officer-involved shootings. With highly publicized deaths like Freddie Gray's and Michael Brown's, several people are looking at the number of deaths caused by police officers and asking if it's a recent epidemic. Problem is, the official numbers may be off. That's because those numbers haven't been updated by the FBI since 2013. Now, an unofficial source called Fatal Encounters has decided to start compiling their own data. The FBI estimates there were 461 officer-related deaths in Arizona in 2013, but Fatal Encounters claims that number may be over 1,000. Nationwide, that puts Arizona in 4th place behind Texas, Florida, and California. This Fatal Encounters website was started by the editor and publisher of the Reno News and Review. Brian Burgart says their findings have been fact-checked by multiple sources. John?
And a good Sunday night. I hope all you moms out there had a great weekend. We definitely dialed up some perfect weather for mid-May with daytime highs in the 70s and 80s. Hey, we were on par with some of the best weather in the country right here in southern Arizona this weekend. You don't get to say that very often in May when we can easily be in the triple digits. It's upper 60s for the metro right now. We're in the 50s across most of Cochise County, 58 in Bisbee, 57 for you in Douglas. Yeah, it's been awfully nice for the past several days with those highs in the 70s and 80s, but yeah, we do have the 90s back tomorrow as a ridge of high pressure builds in. We'll give you a sneak peek into your Monday here. 60s and 70s gets your day started. We'll top out right around 91, 92 degrees tomorrow. But you know what? Those 90s, they aren't going to stick around for good this time. We actually have another cool down, maybe even some rain in that 7-day forecast, Sean. We'll show you that coming up here in just a bit.
All right, John, we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, a few beautiful flowers mean the world to many moms, but the process behind getting those to your mom takes a lot of hard work.
It's a lot of stress on a company to expand that much in a short amount of time.
And there was a lot of hustling at Mayfield Florist today. Normally, they have around 75 deliveries a day, but this week, it was more like 800 a day. Wow. And flower shops weren't the only busy bees. Hotel Congress was too. They normally see about 500 people on an average Sunday. Today, they expected to serve a total of 650.
Mother's Day is great for business, for every restaurant in Tucson. It's a great thing. Take your mom out. She's going to love it.
And she did. Well, one Tucson mother wrote to President Obama to thank him for the Affordable Care Act. Apparently, it helped cover her son's treatment after getting bit by a rattlesnake. And this Mother's Day, that letter led to the surprise of her life. News 4 Tucson's Domenica Fuller explains. It's new at 10.
Many mothers were wished a happy Mother's Day this week, but one Tucson woman got a surprise call from the president himself, and he wished her a happy Mother's Day too.
Hey, this is Barack Obama. How are you? Yeah, it is.
No way! It's an understandable reaction when you don't know the president's going to call you. 3 moms were wished happy Mother's Day by President Obama this week, one of them right here in Tucson. Dawn Miller says when he called, she didn't believe it at first.
I was stunned. I was really stunned. I was shocked, and it felt good. You know, it was nice. Of course, my kids, they mean the world to me, but to hear it from, the president, wow, that's pretty amazing.
It was a Mother's Day Dawn will never forget. I'm Domenica Fuller, News 4 Tucson.
Up next at 10, a follow-up to a News 4 Tucson investigation where a Tucson police officer declared a stroke victim dead when she wasn't. Now the family is taking action. Keep it here. News 4 at 10 will begin right after this. Stick around.
Investigating for you. This is News 4 Tucson.
Happy Mother's Day to my mom, Mary. She is truly my hero. Woman who raised 5 kids by herself on a teacher's salary. She taught me 2 things in life that have always stayed with me. When you get knocked down, get up. And there's no better medicine than laughter. Mary Parnell, still dancing in the lives of so many. I love you, Mom.